Hello from Mindset Daily, wishing you a day full of health, peace, and happiness. Thank you for watching the Mindset Daily channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us. Thank you so much.
Have you ever felt like something deep within you is urging for a change? Do you sense that staying where you are is no longer an option? What if the life you truly want isn't out of reach, but just on the other side of one key decision? If something in your life feels like it needs to shift, it probably does. Change isn't accidental. It's not a coincidence or a lucky break. It's the result of small, intentional choices made consistently, day after day. And often, the difference between feeling stuck and finally moving forward comes down to one thing: understanding what's holding you back and what you must do next. Success isn't a gift handed to the chosen few. It's built carefully and consciously by those willing to face themselves, to dig deep, and to do the inner work. The sooner your daily actions align with the life you truly desire, the sooner that life starts to become real. Transformation isn't a mystery. It's not reserved for others. It's a choice, a decision to change from the inside out. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the internal shifts that separate those who constantly seek approval from others, from those who choose to walk their own path with quiet confidence and lasting success. Let's begin with one foundational step: define your purpose. Just as a sailor would never cross the ocean without a compass, you too need a clearly defined aim to guide your life. Without that inner compass, even your strongest efforts can feel scattered, misaligned, or ultimately meaningless. Your purpose isn't just a passing interest or a temporary passion. It's your North Star. It's the invisible force that lights up your direction, fuels your determination, and shapes your character day by day. It informs how you make decisions, how you overcome obstacles, and how you rise after each setback. When you understand why you do what you do, the how becomes much easier. Even in life's darkest moments, a clear purpose becomes the steady light that helps you keep moving forward. Think of Thomas Edison. The invention of the electric bulb wasn't the outcome of a random experiment, nor was it the result of mere chance. It was born from a fierce and unwavering desire, a vision so clear that it lit a fire in Thomas Edison's soul. He didn't stumble into success. He pursued it relentlessly with purpose as his guide. Edison never saw his countless failures as defeats. Instead, each failed attempt was simply another step on the path forward. Why? Because he had a vivid, burning sense of purpose. That vision gave him strength when others might have quit. It gave him focus when discouragement could have taken over. And it inspired him to keep showing up day after day, no matter the setbacks. When your purpose is strong, deeply rooted, and vividly imagined, it becomes the anchor that holds you steady during life's storms. Suddenly, obstacles stop looking like roadblocks. They begin to look like stepping stones. Each mistake becomes a lesson. Each hardship becomes a test of strength. And every so-called failure becomes a necessary redirection, not a defeat. Purpose brings clarity in the middle of confusion. It provides courage when fear tries to take control. It sharpens your thinking, fuels your motivation, and strengthens your resolve. Without a strong purpose, life can start to feel like a series of disconnected events, each one drifting without direction or deeper meaning. Isn't that what happens when we lose sight of what truly matters? Like a ship sailing without a compass, we may be moving, but to where? Without direction, even the hardest efforts may take us nowhere meaningful. We react to the noise of the world, swayed by trends, opinions, or momentary distractions. But a life guided by purpose? That's an entirely different experience. It's grounded, intentional, and alive with meaning. Every day becomes an opportunity, a chance to take one more step toward the future you were meant to live. Even the smallest actions begin to matter. Why? Because they're aligned with something greater. The energy you bring into your work, your relationships, and your personal growth is magnified when it's driven by purpose. Everything becomes more focused, more meaningful, and more powerful when you're living in alignment with the vision inside you. With your deeper goals, That's why it is absolutely essential to discover your definite purpose. That single guiding vision that resonates deeply with who you are at your core. This isn't something you randomly stumble upon one day. It's something you pursue deliberately, reflect on thoughtfully, and ultimately choose with clear intention. Once you find that purpose, don't just treat it like a passing thought. Let it take root in your mind. Let it become part of your identity. Not merely something you do, but something you are. Allow it to influence your decisions, shape your habits, and power your persistence. Purpose, when fully embraced, becomes the quiet engine driving you forward, especially in moments when motivation fades. Every step you take, when guided by purpose, carries more weight, more meaning. And in time, you'll realize that fulfillment isn't found only at the destination. It reveals itself throughout the journey, the one lit by clarity, strengthened by resilience, and grounded in meaning. Because in the end, it's not the wind that decides where your life goes. It's the way you set your sail. And purpose? That's your sail. Define it. Embrace it. Live it fully. 2. Cultivate unwavering self-belief. Belief is like an invisible bridge. It's what links the dreams you hold in your heart to the reality you want to build. It's not just hope. It's the internal power that transforms dreams into plans, and those plans into real achievements. Without belief, a deep, unshakable faith in your own potential, even the most achievable goals can feel out of reach. Think about it. How many people are truly defeated not by the challenge itself, but by their doubt that they can overcome it? History is filled with extraordinary individuals who rose above difficult circumstances to achieve greatness. And at the center of every one of those stories is the same powerful truth. They believed in themselves, especially when no one else did. Take Helen Keller, for example. Illness struck her in early childhood, robbing her of both sight and hearing. She could have easily surrendered to despair, resigned to a life limited by her condition. But instead, she chose belief. She chose to trust that she could learn, grow, and make a real impact in the world. With tireless effort, fierce determination, and the devoted guidance of her teacher and Sullivan, Helen Keller didn't just survive, she thrived. She became a celebrated author, an inspiring activist, and a living symbol of the power of belief. Her belief didn't restore her physical senses, but awakened her to something far more powerful. It allowed her to see possibility where others saw barriers, and to hear the calling of a purpose greater than her circumstances. Her belief didn't erase her limitations. It empowered her to rise above them. That same strength, the ability to transcend hardship, lies within each of us. Every human being carries untapped potential. There are skills you've yet to master, strengths you've yet to uncover, and unique gifts quietly waiting to be awakened. But here's the truth. Potential remains dormant until it is sparked by belief. Before you can achieve anything meaningful, you must first believe that it's possible. You must believe that you are capable. That belief becomes the foundation upon which all action is built. It's what motivates you to begin, to keep going when it's hard, and to push through the discomfort that comes with learning and growth. But what happens when doubt creeps in? Doubt acts like rust. It corrodes your confidence, distorts your thinking, and quietly convinces you to settle. It whispers lies, telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough to move forward. Belief, however, silences that voice. It speaks louder. It says, you already have what you need to begin, and it reminds you that the path to growth and mastery is built step by step through action. Every time you act despite uncertainty, every small victory you achieve in the face of fear, your belief becomes a little stronger. And as that belief grows, it fuels more action. That action leads to results, and those results feed your confidence. It becomes a powerful loop. Belief drives action. Action leads to success, and success deepens your belief. As your belief strengthens, your actions become bolder. And the bolder your actions, the greater your impact and achievements. It's a self-sustaining cycle, a loop of growth, confidence, and accomplishment. But belief isn't a one-time decision. It's not something you choose once and forget. It's a daily commitment. On good days and bad, you must choose to affirm your worth, your potential, your strength. Especially when things go wrong, because they will. In those moments, belief becomes your lifeline. Remind yourself of the victories you've had, no matter how small. Remind yourself of the people who've come before you, those who have overcome far worse and still stood tall. Surround yourself with people, environments, and thoughts that nurture your confidence and uplift your mindset. Protect your belief as if it were a fragile flame in the wind. Don't give room to doubt that serves no purpose. Instead, train your mind to focus on what's possible, not what's missing. Faith, resilience, and vision. These are more than just words. They're the pillars of a life built on belief. Visualize your goals clearly. Own your strengths boldly. And take consistent, steady steps forward. Let your belief become so deeply rooted in your identity that it naturally influences how you speak, how you act, and how you think. Eventually, you'll see that the distance between where you are right now and where you dream of being is not crossed by luck or coincidence. It's crossed by belief. Belief is the force behind every success story. It's the unseen spark that turns distant dreams into real, actionable plans and transforms those plans into tangible results. So believe in yourself, unshakably, unapologetically, unwaveringly, because once you do, you're already halfway there. 3. Set precise goals and take action. If belief is the engine, then goals are the wheels. While purpose is the deep-rooted why that fuels your journey, goals give that journey structure, form, and measurable direction. Without goals, purpose remains a noble but vague intention, powerful in theory but difficult to apply. Living a meaningful life takes more than just passion or vision. It demands clarity, discipline, and a focused sense of direction. To truly unlock the power of purpose, you must translate it into specific, actionable goals. Picture an archer drawing back his bow. If he doesn't know where the target lies, every arrow he releases, no matter how strong his shot, is wasted. His potential is there, but without aim, it remains unrealized. Life works the same way. Vague ambitions produce vague outcomes. If you can't clearly define what you're aiming for, how can you expect to hit the mark? Consider the story of Andrew Carnegie. Born into poverty in Scotland, he rose to become one of the wealthiest and most influential industrialists in American history. Carnegie didn't stumble into success. He envisioned it with extraordinary clarity. He knew exactly what he wanted: to lead the steel industry and leave a legacy that would outlive him. Every decision he made, every opportunity he pursued, was aligned with his specific, written goals. His journey wasn't easy, but it was focused. Purpose served as his compass, and goals were his map. And with those in hand, he didn't just build personal success, he helped shape a nation. Carnegie's legacy is a powerful reminder. Greatness doesn't arrive by chance. It's built step by step through deliberate, intelligent goal setting. If you want to build something meaningful, something that lasts, you must begin by writing down your goals. There's a special kind of power in taking a thought from your mind and committing it to paper. It gives shape to your intention and activates your commitment. Putting your goals on paper is more than a routine exercise. It's a declaration of intent. It's like signing a contract with yourself, a commitment that says, I will move forward. But don't stop there. Writing your goals down is only the beginning. Break them down into clear, actionable steps. A grand vision, no matter how inspiring, can feel overwhelming if left unstructured. But when that vision is divided into smaller, achievable milestones, something powerful happens. It becomes real. It becomes manageable. Suddenly, the impossible starts to look entirely possible. Think of it like climbing a mountain. At the base, the summit might feel miles away, but every single step upward, no matter how small, gets you closer. Each movement forward is progress. And here's something worth remembering. There is no step too small if it moves you in the right direction. Progress is a powerful motivator. With every task completed, your confidence grows. That creates momentum. You begin to believe not only that you can reach your goal, but that it's already within your grasp. What once seemed out of reach starts to feel inevitable. But beware the trap of endless planning without execution. Overthinking, delaying, waiting for the perfect moment. These are the enemies of progress. Fear, procrastination, and self-doubt will always try to creep in. The cure? Action. Take the first step, no matter how small it may seem. Then take another. Don't worry about being perfect. Just commit to being consistent. Persistence is more powerful than perfection. Those who stay the course, even imperfectly, are the ones who reach their destination. Also, don't forget to revisit your goals regularly. Life changes, so will your path. It's okay to adapt. Stay flexible enough to adjust your strategy, but never lose sight of where you're going. Let your goals evolve with you, becoming sharper, more aligned as your purpose grows deeper. Because in the end, success doesn't come from a sudden leap. It comes from a series of intentional, well-aimed steps taken over time. Goals are what give your purpose structure. They're how dreams become tasks, and how those tasks, step by step, become triumphs. The world doesn't reward vague intentions. It rewards clarity backed by action. So write down your goals. Make them specific. Break them into steps. Act boldly. And above all, stay consistent. With every step you take, you're not just advancing. You're laying the foundation of something lasting. You're building a legacy defined by purpose, precision, and progress. And that legacy is forged not only by moments of triumph, but by how you respond when things don't go as planned. 4. Develop unshakable resilience. Life, as you know, is anything but predictable. It's a journey filled with unexpected twists, tests that challenge your resolve, trials that shake your confidence, and setbacks that can leave you questioning your path. No matter how noble your goals or how carefully you plan, adversity is inevitable. It shows up in many forms: failure, rejection, personal loss, or obstacles that appear without warning. But the defining factor isn't the difficulty of the situation, it's how you respond. And that response is built on one essential quality: resilience. Resilience is the quiet strength that helps you rise after every fall. It's that deep, inner resolve that tells you to take one more step, even when the road ahead looks foggy or the weight you're carrying feels too heavy. Those who achieve true success aren't the ones who never stumble. They're the ones who fall and rise again and again with renewed determination. Look at Abraham Lincoln. His journey was filled with challenges that would have stopped most people in their tracks. He failed in business. He lost multiple elections. He endured profound personal tragedies. But he didn't let those moments define him. He didn't see failure as a final verdict. He saw it as a step forward, sometimes a painful one, but always one that held meaning. Through it all, Lincoln remained committed to his vision, and in time, he became the 16th president of the United States. His leadership, particularly during one of the most divided and troubled periods in American history, remains a powerful testament to the strength of a resilient spirit. His life is a reminder that failure doesn't mean defeat, and that perseverance, no matter how difficult, can lead to the most remarkable accomplishments. So how do you build that kind of resilience? It begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing setbacks as proof of inadequacy or reasons to give up, learn to see them differently. Every failure you face holds a message, an invitation to grow, adapt, and become stronger than before. Instead of seeing failure as the end, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use it to improve who I am and how I move forward? When you begin asking those kinds of questions, adversity shifts from being a burden into a tool for personal development. Another key to building resilience lies in your mindset, specifically maintaining an attitude of optimism. But let's be clear, optimism doesn't mean denying reality. It's not about pretending everything's okay when it clearly isn't. True optimism is about making a conscious choice to believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow, even when today feels overwhelming. This kind of thinking fuels your emotional endurance. It helps you move from focusing on what went wrong to considering what can still go right. Optimism doesn't erase pain, but it gives you the energy to keep pushing forward through it. And remember, your environment matters. Who and what you surround yourself with can either feed your resilience or drain it. Choose positive influences that lift you up. Read uplifting books, seek out supportive friendships, and learn from mentors who inspire you to keep going. Your mindset is shaped in large part by what you allow into your mental space. So be intentional. Feed your mind with strength, not fear, hope, not doubt. Develop habits that reinforce your resilience. It could be journaling to process emotions, regular physical activity to clear your mind, or taking quiet moments to reflect and reset. These small practices add up over time, strengthening your mental and emotional endurance. But above all, remember this: resilience isn't about being unbreakable. It's not about pretending you're unaffected by pain or hardship. Resilience is about the willingness to bend without breaking, to feel the weight of the storm without letting it define you. It's about continuing to move forward, even when your progress is slow or invisible to others. Like any muscle, resilience grows with use. Each time you face difficulty and rise again, you add to your strength. Each time you endure discomfort without giving up, you build character. Every challenge becomes a training ground, and the more you overcome, the more equipped you become to handle whatever comes next. In the grand tapestry of life, it's not the absence of struggle that creates greatness. It's the courage to keep rising through it. Setbacks are not stains to hide. They're the very threads that give your story texture, depth, and beauty. They are not marks of failure. They are marks of growth. Embrace them. Learn from them. Let them shape you into someone wiser, braver, and more determined than before. Because in the end, life does not reward those who never fall. It rewards those who continue to rise again and again, with the heart of a warrior and the spirit of a dreamer. That is the essence of resilience, and it lives within you, ready to be awakened and strengthened with each challenge you face. 5. Harness the power of positive thinking. Your thoughts are more powerful than you might realize. They're not just passing notions. They're the silent architects of your life. Every belief, every inner conversation quietly constructs your perception, influences your attitude, and ultimately shapes your reality. More often than not, whether you succeed or stumble isn't decided solely by your environment, but by the narrative playing inside your mind. What story are you telling yourself? A positive mindset operates like a magnet. It attracts solutions, opportunities, and people who align with your energy. It lifts your vision above the problem and toward the possibility. On the other hand, negative thinking acts like a fog. It clouds your judgment, drains your energy, and pulls you into a cycle of helplessness. The concept that thoughts shape reality isn't new, but it was brought to the forefront of popular awareness by Norman Vincent Peale, a pioneer who inspired millions through his work on the power of optimism and self-belief. His message was clear: if you change your thoughts, you can change your life. Peale's philosophy was beautifully simple, yet deeply transformative. He taught that when you fill your mind with positive, empowering thoughts, your life naturally begins to reflect that mindset. He didn't offer empty hope. He offered a mental framework that freed people from their inner limits and empowered them to believe again. Think of your mind as fertile soil. Whatever you plant, whether seeds of hope or fear, confidence or doubt, will eventually grow. So the real question becomes, what are you cultivating in your mind each day? If you fill your mind with negativity, self-doubt, and pessimism, don't be surprised when your reality begins to mirror that mindset. But if you intentionally plant seeds of positivity, then nourish them with daily affirmations, consistent determination, and unwavering self-belief, you will begin to witness the early signs of success taking shape in your life. Positive thinking isn't about pretending everything is fine or ignoring real problems. It's about perspective, It's about making the conscious decision to focus on solutions rather than getting trapped in the problem. It's about seeing possibility where others see limitation. When you approach challenges with a constructive, empowered attitude, you give yourself the best chance to respond creatively and bounce back with strength. Your mindset becomes a powerful force, one that shapes your behaviors, influences your decisions, and ultimately directs your outcomes. Because here's the truth. Your mental attitude becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that success is possible and that you are capable of achieving it, you'll naturally take action in line with that belief. You'll take initiative. You'll push through fear. You'll recover faster from failure. But if your thoughts are dominated by doubt, hesitation takes over. Fear gains the upper hand, and giving up starts to feel like the only option when things get hard. Maintaining a positive mindset isn't a one-time choice. It's a daily practice. It begins with awareness. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. Notice what your mind is saying throughout the day. Is it encouraging you or tearing you down? Is it filled with hope or driven by fear? When you hear negativity creeping in, pause. Replace that self-criticism with empowering, constructive words. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a close friend facing a challenge. With honesty, yes, but also with compassion and encouragement. Surround yourself with positive influences. Spend time with people who lift you up, who challenge you to think bigger and believe more deeply in your potential. Be mindful of the media, conversations, and environment you allow into your life, because all of it shapes your mindset. And don't underestimate the power of gratitude. Practicing gratitude daily can transform your perspective. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already present, from lack to abundance. Gratitude opens the gateway to positivity. And from there, another powerful tool becomes available: visualization. See your goals in your mind's eye as if they're already achieved. Picture the scene vividly. Feel the success, the joy, and a deep sense of fulfillment as though it's happening right now. This kind of mental rehearsal isn't just wishful thinking, it's preparation. It primes your mind and body to act in harmony with that vision. You begin to think, speak, and behave like the person who already lives that reality. And when your mindset is consistently positive and constructive, something remarkable begins to happen. Life shifts. Slowly, then all at once. You'll begin to notice things changing in subtle yet meaningful ways. Doors will start to open where you once saw nothing but walls. Opportunities you never imagined will appear. People will be drawn to your presence, your confidence, your clarity. Even the challenges that once intimidated you will seem more manageable, more like stepping stones than barriers. Because in the grand scheme of success, mindset is the foundation. Without it, no amount of talent, skill, or knowledge can truly carry you forward. But with it, even the most ordinary person can achieve extraordinary results. So plant seeds of positivity in your mind. Water them daily with determination. Nourish them with faith. And protect them from the weeds of fear and doubt. In time, these seeds will grow, and they'll bear the fruits of joy, fulfillment, and lasting success. 6. Surround yourself with supportive people. Your journey toward success doesn't happen in isolation. It's profoundly shaped by the people around you. Just like plants thrive in rich, fertile soil, your dreams flourish in an environment that nurtures them. The thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs of those closest to you can either lift you higher or hold you back. That's why choosing your circle with intention is not just wise, it's essential. You're not an island. Every conversation you have, every interaction you engage in, and every shared moment quietly shapes your mindset and direction. It all adds up. So ask yourself, are the people around me helping me grow or keeping me small? When you choose to walk alongside individuals who uplift you, challenge your thinking, and genuinely believe in your potential, something shifts. Your path becomes clearer. Your motivation deepens. Your belief in what's possible expands. The energy around you begins to support your growth. But the opposite is also true. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, and complacency, that environment can silently drain your ambition. It becomes harder, much harder, to hold on to the focus, belief, and momentum you need to pursue your goals. Eleanor Roosevelt is a powerful example of this truth. Throughout her life, she intentionally aligned herself with thinkers, visionaries, and reformers. These relationships didn't just inform her perspective. They helped shape her worldview and propelled her humanitarian efforts to new heights. Instead of isolating herself in the comfort of her status, she actively sought out conversations that expanded her mind and strengthened her values. Her network didn't simply support her, it inspired her. It challenged her to grow and helped her evolve into a true force for change. Her legacy was not created in solitude. It was born in the rich, fertile ground of empowering relationships. In your own life, the same principle applies. Seek out people who encourage your aspirations. They don't have to be famous, wealthy, or conventionally successful. What matters most is their mindset, their ability to see potential, to nurture growth, and to help you rise when the road gets tough. Surround yourself with people who talk about possibilities, who dream out loud, and who strive to learn and evolve. These are the companions of success. These are the voices that remind you of who you're becoming. Relationships are never neutral. They're either energy givers or energy drainers. So pay attention. How do you feel after spending time with someone? Are you uplifted, motivated, and inspired? Or do you feel anxious, discouraged, and mentally exhausted? That emotional feedback is your internal compass. It's quietly pointing you toward the relationships that align with your path and away from those that pull you off course. And just as important as seeking positive influence is learning to letting go of negative influences is not an act of arrogance, nor is it cruelty. It's an act of self-preservation, a deep and necessary respect for your future. People who constantly doubt you, belittle your vision, or spread pessimism are not harmless. Their words, even when spoken casually, plant subtle seeds of hesitation. Over time, those seeds can grow into internal resistance that holds you back from pursuing your full potential. To thrive, you must cultivate an environment that nurtures growth and supports possibility. This doesn't mean surrounding yourself only with people who are already successful. It means seeking out those who are actively pursuing growth. People who are passionate about their purpose. People who embrace challenges, learn from failure, and support others with open hands and open hearts. Create a culture of excellence around you. And just as you seek out encouragement, be a source of it. Be the kind of person others are drawn to. Offer genuine support. Share words of motivation. And become someone who breathes life into others' dreams. Because when you commit to lifting others, you'll often find your own journey lifted in return. The energy you give out is the energy you tend to attract. When you radiate belief, encouragement, and sincerity, those same qualities find their way back to you in powerful and unexpected ways. Seek mentors, people who've already walked the road you're aspiring to travel. Their experience can be a guiding light, helping you navigate obstacles, avoid costly missteps, and accelerate your progress. At the same time, surround yourself with peers who are equally committed to growth, both personally and professionally. These mutual support systems aren't just helpful, they're invaluable. Because in the end, no one climbs their mountain alone. The greatest journeys are always shared with great companions. So choose your circle with care. Invest in relationships that feed your mind, inspire your spirit, and elevate your standards. And have the courage to walk away from those that deplete your energy or poison your perspective. Your environment is not just the background of your life. It's the living, breathing ecosystem in which your success is built. Remember this: you rise by lifting others, and you grow by staying close to those who lift you. Build your circle with intention, and your future will thank you for it. Guard your circle fiercely. Protect it like the foundation it is. Because when you surround yourself with the right people and commit to building each other up, you rise together. Now embrace continuous learning. Life never stops teaching, so you must never stop learning. The journey of true education doesn't end with a diploma or a degree. It doesn't stop at the edge of a classroom or within the pages of textbook. Real learning, lasting, transformative learning, is a lifelong pursuit. It's the unfolding of wisdom, the deepening of curiosity, and the ongoing expansion of your mind and soul. Some of the most accomplished individuals in history weren't defined by formal education, but by their unshakable commitment to learning every single day. Take Benjamin Franklin, for example. One of the most revered figures in American history, Franklin's formal schooling was minimal. And yet, he became an inventor, a statesman, a prolific writer, and a philosopher. His achievements spanned far beyond what most imagined possible. He founded libraries, contributed to the study of electricity, shaped a nation, and left behind timeless writings. So what powered this vast range of contributions? An insatiable curiosity, a relentless desire to grow. Franklin saw every day as a classroom, every experience as a chance to gain insight, every person as a potential teacher. He didn't just learn, he lived in a state of learning. His life stands as a powerful example of how a lifelong learning mindset can lead to extraordinary impact. And you have access to this same power. Each day presents a fresh opportunity to gain new knowledge, to deepen your understanding, to sharpen your skills. But learning doesn't happen by accident. It requires intent. You must pursue it. You must make space for it. It begins with humility, the willingness to admit you don't know it all, and courage, the kind that drives you to seek out what you're missing, not to impress, but to improve. Reading is one of the most accessible and powerful learning tools available. It gives you access to the minds of brilliant thinkers across time. Through books, you can absorb their experiences, see the world through their eyes, and apply their insights to your own journey. To accelerate your growth, never underestimate the power of a book. A book can become your silent mentor, guiding you through challenges, offering timeless insights, and revealing truths that could take a lifetime to uncover on your own. Isn't it incredible how a few pages can distill the wisdom of decades? Whether your focus is personal development, philosophy, history, or mastery in your specific field, make reading a non-negotiable part of your routine. Not just when you have spare time, but as a daily habit that fuels your evolution. And as you read, stay curious. Ask questions. Never be afraid to challenge assumptions or explore opposing perspectives. Curiosity is the engine of wisdom. When you engage with what you read, when you question what you see, hear, and experience, you activate a deeper level of understanding. Every conversation, every challenge, and even every mistake holds potential for growth, but only if you're truly paying attention. Seek knowledge that aligns with your personal vision. Learning for its own sake is admirable, but learning with direction? That's where transformation begins. Identify the skills, mindsets, and strategies that move you closer to your dreams, and pursue them with purpose. Take courses that stretch you. Attend seminars that energize you. Surround yourself with people who know more than you, who challenge your thinking and expand your horizon. Growth happens at the edge of comfort, where you're stretched just enough to evolve. But remember, knowledge alone is not enough. Wisdom comes through application. It's not what you know, it's what you do with what you know. So take the insights you gain and put them into action. Experiment. Test your ideas. Reflect on your outcomes. Adjust your course. The most powerful form of learning is the kind that leads to real change. It doesn't just increase your knowledge, it reshapes your character. In a world that's constantly evolving, one of the most valuable assets you can develop is your ability to learn quickly and adapt intelligently. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow, and what you know must always be matched by your willingness to grow. When you commit to lifelong learning, you don't just stay informed, you stay relevant. You don't just keep up, you stay ahead. When you make learning a part of your identity, you become someone who's always ready to adapt, to grow, and to seize new opportunities the moment they arise. Let yourself be known as a person who seeks truth, asks meaningful questions, and never stops reaching for growth. This isn't just a habit, it's a way of being. Keep your mind open. Keep your heart humble. Keep your spirit curious. In doing so, you won't just achieve success, you'll be able to sustain it. You'll build a foundation that can weather change, handle uncertainty, and evolve with the times. Because, in the end, life itself is the greatest teacher. And every single moment, it holds a lesson if you're willing to pay attention. Embrace the mindset of a lifelong student. Those who keep learning don't just collect knowledge. They collect wisdom, fulfillment, and a deeper sense of purpose. In the ever-unfolding journey of life, it's the learners who ultimately lead. 8. Live with integrity and honesty. Integrity is the bedrock of lasting success. It's not loud or flashy, but it's powerful. It's the invisible force that shapes your character, anchors your decisions, and determines how others perceive and trust you. Talent may open doors. Hard work may drive achievement. But it is integrity that sustains respect and trust over time. A life built on honesty earns admiration. It creates confidence in those around you, and it leaves behind a legacy far more meaningful than temporary wins or momentary applause. Look at George Washington, the first president of the United States. He was more than just a skilled leader. He was a man of remarkable character. His strength wasn't just in his strategy, it was in his integrity. He lived in alignment with his principles. His words and actions matched, and that consistency, even in times of extreme pressure and uncertainty, earned him the trust of an entire nation. Washington didn't choose what was easy, he chose what was right. He put duty before personal gain, service before self, and honesty over convenience. It was his unwavering character, more than any title or talent, that earned him respect across generations. Because integrity isn't optional. It's not something you turn on when people are watching and off when no one's around. It must be a constant, something lived, not just spoken. Integrity isn't something you turn on when it's convenient or only when it's easy or profitable. It must be unwavering, consistent, and true, no matter who is watching or even when no one is. In fact, the real test of integrity lies in what you choose to do when no one else is around. Do you keep your promises even when it's inconvenient? Do you admit your mistakes when it would be easier to hide them? Do you stand up for what's right, even when the pressure to stay silent is overwhelming? These quiet, often unnoticed moments are the ones that truly define your character. And here's what's powerful. When people trust your character, doors open. Doors that talent or connections alone may never unlock. Opportunities are often extended not just to those who are skilled, but to those who are known for being reliable, honest, and grounded in values. In business, in friendship, in leadership, it's integrity that builds lasting relationships. People want to work with, follow, and support those they can count on. And in a world where trust can be fragile, your reputation for integrity becomes a rare and valuable currency. Living with integrity also gives you something that's hard to find: peace of mind. When your actions match your values, there is no internal battle. You don't have to keep track of lies, hide your missteps, or live in fear of being found out. Honesty simplifies your life. It brings clarity. It brings freedom. You walk through each day with confidence, not because you're perfect, but because you know you are living truthfully and honorably. So make honesty your hallmark. Let it be the standard by which you operate, not just in big moments, but in the small ones too. Speak the truth. Act with fairness. Treat others with respect, even when no one is looking. These simple acts, practiced consistently, build a reputation that money can't buy and charisma can't fake. And once that reputation is earned, it becomes one of your greatest personal and professional assets. In the end, your legacy won't be measured only by what you accomplished, but by how you accomplished it. People may not remember every detail of your success, but they'll never forget your character. So let your life be one that's remembered not just for the results you produced, but for the integrity with which you lived. What you leave behind will be far more valuable than wealth or accolades. Because in the end, integrity isn't just a moral decision, it's a strategic one. It draws the right people toward you. It builds trust that lasts. It sustains the success you've worked so hard for. And perhaps most importantly, it gives you an unshakable sense of peace. When you build your life on integrity, everything else gains a strong, stable foundation to grow upon. 9. Practice persistence until you succeed. Persistence is the bridge between where you are now and the greatness you seek. It is the invisible thread that connects ambition to achievement. And yet, in a world obsessed with overnight success, it's easy to overlook the quiet, steady power of simply refusing to give up. We celebrate talent, we admire innovation, but we sometimes forget that the true key to mastery is often found in persistence. Think of Henry Ford, a name now inseparable from innovation and modern industry. Before the Model T revolutionized transportation and reshaped the world, Ford faced failure after failure. His first 2 automotive ventures went bankrupt. Investors pulled out. Critics dismissed his vision as unrealistic, even foolish. But Ford didn't walk away. Instead, he learned. He adjusted. He refined his ideas, improved his approach, and kept moving forward. He didn't allow rejection to silence him. His persistence, more than his ideas or resources, ultimately gave birth to an industry and changed the course of history. That's the quiet power of persistence. It won't promise you instant success, but it will promise progress. Each failure doesn't have to be a dead end. It can be a stepping stone if you choose to see it that way. Every obstacle you push through adds to your strength, builds your wisdom, and shapes your character. Even when progress feels invisible, even when results don't come fast, every effort still matters. Every attempt brings you one step closer, even if you can't see it yet. Persistence requires more than hard work. It requires a resilient mindset. It demands faith. Faith in your vision, faith in your potential, and faith that, despite the setbacks, you will get there. The world doesn't always reward effort right away, and often it won't offer applause when you need it most. That's why you must press on. Even when motivation fades, when progress feels painfully slow, and when the journey begins to feel like a solitary road. The path to success is rarely smooth. It's filled with detours, delays, and doubts. But those who keep moving, those who persist when it's hardest, are the ones who ultimately reach the destination. Temporary defeat is not the same as permanent failure. Too many dreams are abandoned at the first sign of resistance. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. It's a teacher, a tough one, perhaps, but often far more valuable than success ever could be. The key is not to fear failure, but to walk through it. To rise each time you fall. To keep going, especially when giving up feels like the easier option. Because persistence is what transforms vision into reality. It's the bridge that turns ideas into innovations, dreams into businesses, and everyday individuals into legends. Every world-changing achievement, every invention, movement, or breakthrough was once seen as unrealistic. But someone, somewhere, refused to quit. They faced rejection. They endured criticism. They overcame self-doubt. And because they kept going, what once seemed impossible became real. So how do you cultivate that kind of persistence? Start by setting clear goals, then commit to them fully. Break down your big dreams into smaller, manageable milestones. Celebrate the small victories. They're signs you're moving forward. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage your progress, especially when you're tempted to stop. And above all, keep showing up. Every day, no matter what. There will be times when progress feels invisible. There will be moments when you question if it's all worth it. But remember this, the greatest breakthroughs often come just after the point where most people give up. What if you're one step away from something extraordinary? Your ability to keep going, especially when it's hard, is one of your greatest assets. Because in the end, persistence isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about belief. Belief in your purpose, belief in your path, and belief in your power to make a lasting difference. Let persistence be the engine that carries you forward until your vision becomes your reality. Let your success be fueled by an unshakable will. Refuse to be stopped by failure. Press forward with relentless determination, because for those who persist, success is not a matter of if, but when. True success isn't just about personal milestones or financial gains. It's measured by the lasting, positive impact you create in the lives of others. Success that uplifts others is success that endures. Take the example of Mother Teresa. She devoted her life to serving the poor, the sick, and the forgotten. Through her unwavering compassion, she transformed millions of lives. Her legacy was not built on wealth or recognition, but on love and action, on service without expectation. And here's the beautiful truth. When you give freely, when your intentions are pure and your heart is open, the universe has a way of responding in kind. Acts of service not only enrich the lives of others, they elevate your own. They stretch your heart, awaken your spirit, and multiply the meaning behind your success. So as you continue on your journey, aim to uplift others as you rise. Whether through kindness, mentorship, encouragement, or simply showing up with presence, these moments matter. They are what give your efforts depth and your accomplishments purpose. Now is the time to commit. Fully take these principles to heart. Transform your mindset, refine your purpose, and let the full brilliance of your potential shine without hesitation. Your journey doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins today. Step forward with courage, live with intention, serve with heart, and walk boldly into the extraordinary life that's waiting for you. Wishing you health, happiness, and fulfillment. And don't forget to subscribe to Mindset Daily for more inspiration on your journey.